Hi, I'm Pamela, and welcome to Green Stick Cottage, where I cross-stitch and do other stitchy things whenever the cats allow me to. I'm going to start off this floss tube with an old finish that I recently found. Thank goodness. It's pretty. It needs cleaning, and but it means a lot to me. I'm finished this in 1991 for my mother, and here it is. I made her this pillow, and she died in 2006, and so now the pillow is mine, and hopefully you can read it. If not, I'll read it. It says, Mother, listener, teacher, and miraculous blend of peacemaker, counselor, and the best kind of friend. So, made that for my mommy, and she got to enjoy it for, well, 15 years. So, and then I got it back. I can't say that for other cross stitches that I did for other people that, anyway, I won't go into that. I tend to think that things that we make for people when they die, they should go back to the maker. But that's not a universal agreement, unless it goes to like a descendant that, if it went to my children, that I would be fine with that. But, people who marry into the family and glom onto things, I'm not so thrilled with that. Okay. And I actually did an FFO since the last time I talked about it, and here it is. It's my little kitty. And this was a Jan Lynn kit. Home is where the cat is. And this is true. And so I'm thinking about, I just did it. I just followed the instructions in the kit. And so I did some tacky glue and did that. But I think I might put some fabric or felt, circle and glue that on the back, because I'm thinking about doing a one of those little bare branched trees that you hang ornaments from, and like a white one, or I don't know, I'll see what's around, but I thought something like that for these little small things would be nice. And because and here's what the kit looks like. I think it's Jan Lynn, is it? Nope. It's ready. Oh, it is Jan Lynn. There it is down at the bottom. So I just followed the instructions. I used everything that was in the kit and followed the instructions on how to finish it. And also my daughter, one of my daughters who cross stitches, she made me this beautiful unicorn, and this is on wood, and I believe it came from a kit too. So yeah, I'd like to have something to hang these cute little things from. So I'm keeping them in a little zipper pouch until the time comes, and keeping them safe. And so that I was pretty happy I got that much done. And then my whips, I have been working on them. And this is a kit. This is one of my old whips. So I made a deal with myself that as long as I work on an old whip, I can work on new things. But I have to keep one old whip going, and that is this one. So I decided to start with this one. This is also a Jan Lynn kit, and it is Joy in the Journey. And it says, blessed is the life that finds joy in the journey, and that is so true. There is always joy to be had. We just have to look for it sometimes. So I'm working on that, and I have made some progress. I was working on the inner border. It has 2 borders, so I'm calling the inside one the inner border. And I'm working on this 3050, I think it's 3051, and I was on this little part with the 3051, and I have come across here and done more. Then I went down here, and so I've made it to this corner. So, or no, I think I was here. I was coming this way, and so I was on this one, and I went all the way across, and then I came down, and so now I'm here. So maybe next time I'll have all of the 3051 finished. That would be nice. I would like that. And these are the colors. Aren't they pretty? So I love the colors in this one. And storing it in my little crafter's tube I got from Dollar Tree. So see if we can balance that over there. And that Joy in the Journey is on 14 count Aida. It's some kind of ivory or cream, it looks like. And I'm working, and I worked it 2/1, and so we'll see how far I get on that. And then I'm still working on the spring bookmark from a year. Is it called A Year in Bookmarks or Year of Bookmarks? And here's the colors. It's actually the May bookmark, and I worked white on white for a really long time, it seemed like, and now I'm starting the center of the daisy, and then I'll fill in the rest of the daisy right there, and then move on down and I'll probably do some green before I start the next daisy. There are 3 daisies altogether, but it's nice to work with the topaz for a change. And that is a 14 count Aida, pre-made bookmark that came in a set of a dozen from Hirschner's. And and they have different colors on the serging on the sides here. And it's pretty stiff, and so it's a stab, in and out. But yeah, so again, I made myself especially when I was doing the white, do a length of white, and before I could do other things to get me to do it. All right. And then I think I might have shown this. If I haven't, it's a new start. But I was using the unidentified flosses from the stash with two big totes, and some boxes full of sewing and stitching stuff. And so there was a bag with a lot of these kind of unidentified flosses. And so I decided to use those to do Teresa Kogut's Create Every Day. And so this is how far I've come so far. And so I think it's pretty great that I could find these colors in this floss that I wasn't sure what it was or anything, and I was able to find colors that I liked and to make the word. So I still have to finish the word create and then add every day and the needle and thread and some cross stitches down here. And but so far that's where I am on that one. and it's a lot of fun to work on, just to see what I can come up with basically inherited floss that I didn't choose. So, and then my other big thrill of a new start is in my big document tube, because it's such a big piece of fabric. And this is my one color, my monochromatic first red sampler, using this DMC 815, which I believe is medium garnet, and I love it. And oh, and by the way, on that Create Every Day, that is 11 count Aida, and I'm working that 3/1, so I'm pretty happy with that. And I think it's kind of an ivory color. The package didn't show a color name or even a color number, but so this is my big thrilling start. And let's see if I can find the corner that I started. Where are you? Oh, there it is. Okay. This is quite a, okay. So this is my, let me show the, you know, what the end product looks like. And I turned down the brightness, so maybe this will show up. Let's see, I'll do it right here. But this is the Fighting, I'm calling it the Fighting Demons sampler. And I'm using the same color, the design, you know, the 815, DMC 815 that the designer used. And I'm doing it over on 32 count Lugana Stormy Night. And it is, so I've got the first, I'm on page 1, and I've got the top of the border that far. And well, page 1 essentially ends right here, but I still had thread, so I went on. But basically page 1 goes from here to here, and it goes down about, I think, a third of the, you know, height. But so far that's all I've done is that little checkerboard, and I'm real excited to get to, you know, once I get the corner, you know, the top and the left side of it, I'll be doing the dragon in the corner. So I'm really looking forward to doing the dragon up there in the corner. So anyway, I'm so glad I got the fabric I got, and I like the way the red looks on it. And so yay, I'm happy with that. And so that was, I finally got that started. I was laughing the last time that I didn't even start it. I started other stuff. But, and then I have another new start. I believe it was Elizabeth Stitches. I'll put her link in there. But I was watching her, and she was working on this one. And I have seen other people in the last few years working on it, maybe last couple of years. And every time I saw it, I just loved it. I just thought it's so great. But I'll have to try to see if I can find a picture to put up here, because I don't know. Anyway, I didn't prepare for that, unfortunately, but it is a Barbara Anna design called Light, and it features a fox in a dress, and I just, animals in dresses is going to get me every time. So that's the only start I got so far is at the top. And this one is oh, and by the way, I'm doing 2/2 on the Demon Sampler. And this again is 11 count Aida, more from that stash that I was generously given. And so it's going to be fairly big. And 3/1 on this for light. I probably should hold it over here and put a picture over here. And but I just love it. And her designs are just so great. And I got all the colors for this ready to go. And so I'll be having fun with that. And that all came about because I got an order from 123 Stitch, and I decided, once I saw Elizabeth Stitch's her Barbara Anna designs that she was working on, and I got this is Misty getting into everything as usual. Say hi, Misty. Say hi. Yes, you're cute. But don't mess the stuff up. And so let me talk about my Walmart haul first, and then I'll get into the 123 Stitch, because I put Walmart on top, so it'll be a lot easier. So I decided I want to do the first Stitches project that Susan Stanley, Stitch in Time, is doing. And so I decided rather than dig through those big totes full of fabrics and everything, in getting all hot and sweaty trying to do that, I decided just in the air-conditioned store to look and see what Walmart had, and so in the way of fabrics. So I got 5 fat quarter bundles, which gives me 25 different fabrics, and you need 24 for the doll quilt for the first Stitches project. So I got these, and I haven't even really opened them up to see what all. I know some of them I really am liking, because I can see enough of them to to love them enough to buy them. And I still have to wash them and all that before I can start cutting. But I don't know, it's going to take too long to undo all of these. But this one is kind of space themed, so I should have taken them apart because I want to see them. Let's see how hard this is. Okay, there we go. So this is spacey, as you can see. Yeah, I'm liking that a lot. Very pretty. And another spacey one. Yeah, all these look space and stars and all that. Let's see. 2 more. I don't know, this one looks similar to a different one. But anyway, space themed bundle. Let's see. This one was just kind of a generic pink. Well, let me save that one because I wanted to talk about why I got that one. And this one, of course, I had to have because, let's see if it'll show up. I think I have to open it up more so you can see. Unicorns. It's filled with unicorns. So I had to have that one, which also has purpley ones. I love purple. And another kind of purpley flowery, and more unicorns. So I'm liking those. And then this one, let's see if we can get this one out. Come on. And this one had mermaids and flamingos, party like a flock star, sloths, llamas. I didn't even know about the sloths. And then, of course, cactus. Okay, so I loved all those. And then I also thought that since I was getting fat quarters, which would be more than, way more than enough for the doll quilt, which is made out of 2.5-inch squares, I thought I would try to get the some fabric to finally FFO this finish that I want to make into a pillow for my sister, because her name starts with L, Live, Love, Laugh. And so I got a pile of pinks, and which really wasn't my first choice, but they'll work for the doll quilt. But my sister is not a big fan of pinks, but I was afraid maybe other colors wouldn't work as well as pink. So, but the one I got, hoping this would work, and I think it will, is this bundle right here. And she likes red, so I thought, and this does have red, so I thought maybe this, and there's another red. I thought these two maybe to frame the cross stitch with, kind of in a courthouse steps way, have one on the top and bottom and one on the sides. Let's see if I can kind of set that up a little bit so I can get an idea if that'll work. I think it might work. Let me know what you think. It's kind of hard to tell the color for sure. And then I thought for the back of the pillow, this print is kind of like this print, only with a white background, and I thought that would look good on the back of the pillow. So I think I'll use those three. It also has a couple of greens that are pretty and will work great for the doll quilt. And so yeah, I want to get this fully finished and sent off to my sister. Well, hopefully for sure by her birthday in December. So I looked for a 12-inch. I figured the cross stitch portion here is 6x6, and I think it's 6x6 if I remember correctly. So I was thinking, a 12-inch pillow would be nice. You'd have 3 inches on each of the 4 sides of with fabric. And so I looked for a 12-inch pillow form at Walmart. No, don't have any such thing. Closest was 12x16, and if I add more fabric, I think it'll just overwhelm the cross stitch. So I'll have to look elsewhere and see if I can find a 12-inch pillow form. So the rest of the haul from Walmart is I got one of these, which I used to have, a cut and press, and this one's bigger than the one I had before. I think the one I had before was just 12 by 12, and this is 12 by 18, so it's bigger. And it's got the cutting board on the back and the ironing part here, which might also be good for blocking doilies and things. So now I have a handy dandy tool again. Don't know what shape my old one will be in, out in storage. So if I ever find that one, I'll have two. And so while I was at it, I went ahead and got a little iron to use to iron my little squares for the doll quilt. And I got a little iron rest. So we'll see how those work when I get around to it, when I get that far to where I'm actually cutting out the squares. I've still got to wash all that fabric, so we'll see. Alright, so that was my Walmart haul, and then I I had an order at 123 Stitch. I'm going to have to reach here to get the main part of that order that gave me the excuse to order more stuff, but I was ordering this lap frame. So this is a Luca S or something is the name of it, and it's a universal frame. So all of these joints are movable, so you can put it at whatever height you want and whatever angle here on this part. And then these bars, you can also adjust these with all these holes, and you can tighten them or put them in whatever configuration you want. And you can, now I'm facing it towards the camera. It would actually be facing the other way if I was using it. And I went and got out all my Q-snap frames, and I used it, and I just can't leave it out. I'm afraid the cats will claw it, But even like with a hoop, you could actually, kind of, I don't know, you might need to clamp I don't know, but I haven't tried it with a hoop yet. But definitely with the Q-snap, when it's put together as a frame, that's the way I used it, and it worked real well. And so I'm really happy with that, and I just have to get used to it. But what kind of surprised me about it, I was real excited, and I wanted to get it because I thought I could cross stitch faster by using both hands, one on the top and one on the bottom, because I was stitching in hand, and when I stitch in hand, I hold the fabric in my right hand. I'm left-handed, and I hold the fabric in my right hand. Anything handy? No. And so I'll hold the fabric in my right hand like this, and then go like that with my needle in and out from the top. And that is pretty fast, but I thought I could go faster. Well, what I discovered right away, I expected to have my left hand on top and my right hand underneath, but as I was doing it, and I used to use a floor frame back in the olden days, in the 1990s, when I did a whole lot of cross stitching, like when I made that mother pillow, I used a floor frame. I think it was called the Giraffe, and you could angle it all different ways, and then it just had two like blocks of wood that you could stick your hoop or your frame and tighten it down, and it would hold it. And then there was another screw that helped, that you could just quickly turn it over to reach the back to run your ends in. And I hope that's still around in storage too, and in good enough shape that I can use it again. But in this case, so it kind of came back to me how I used to stitch two-handed. And to my surprise, it's my left hand on the bottom and my right hand on the top, because my left hand is, using an ironic term, my left hand is more dexterous. So I can, do it blind, turn the needle around blind, and poke it back up. And I can see the holes to put, use my right hand to poke from the top. And I did go pretty fast. I'm not sure it's any faster than holding the fabric in hand and using my left hand from the top to go in and out from the top. But I'll have fun playing with it, seeing how it does for me. And let's see what else seemed like there was something else I was going to say about that. But anyway, I'm very happy to have that frame. So since I was ordering the frame, I thought, well, here's my chance to get, that was the other thing, that the needle I'm using, like this is the only even weave I'm working on right now. The rest are Aida. And so I was working with a 26 petite, and which I can't find those, and I really like it. I'm using a petite on the bookmark, and so I was using that on this, and then I was like, I'm thinking maybe I'll try that needle I ordered. I ordered these needles a while back, and I think I'm using it on another even weave on one of my old whips that I haven't pulled out yet to work on. So it comes in packages of 2, and they're not cheap, but they're worth every penny. Since I started working on this with these, I think I'm using a size 26 on this 32 count Lugana, and so they're Sullivan's Easy Guide ball tip needle, and so I ordered another package of size 26 and a package of size 28. So these are fantastic for me on even weave, because especially coming from the bottom where I can't see, that ball tip finds the hole every time. It's just awesome. I tried using the ones I already had, the 26s that I already had. I tried using them on Aida, and they don't work. At least not for me. There's too many little holes there. But with the even weave, it's perfect. It just goes right where it needs to go. So 2 more of these. They were like $8 a piece for 2 needles, for a package of 2 needles. But hopefully they'll last a long time. And hopefully they're nice and durable. We'll see. At least the 2 needles I already had are still in operation, so we'll see how that goes. So then I added to the order, I thought, well, I'm going to work on that Celtic Spirit sampler that I got, the 20 count Aida vintage country mocha from Fat Quarter Shop. So I added the threads for that sampler, Celtic Spirit sampler, to the order, and I think they look great. So I'll try to put a picture of the Celtic Spirit sampler over there. I should have brought the book over here. That's a lot easier to show it that way. And so that is on the horizon. So I have that all ready to go with the threads and the fabric. Hold please, and I will grab the book. Look at me being all limber and such. Okay. And there's a sampler right there. So that's what I don't know when I'll start it, but it's all ready to go, and that always makes me feel good that it's all ready to go. Okay, now back to what I was saying about Elizabeth Stitches and how she was showing her Barbara Anna designs. And so I got light with the fox in the dress, and I also got the key, which I believe is a quail in a dress. And so I got the threads, and I also got the threads for light, which I've already shown that new start for light. And so this is for the key, and it's the same 11 count Aida, which is like ivory or something. And Molly, which is a chicken in a dress. So she's gonna go, Molly's gonna, here's all her threads and fabric, same fabric, 11 count Aida in like an ivory color. And so all of hers is ready to go. So I'll probably just work on light with the fox, and then, but my vision is to have the three of them hanging, with light in the middle and Molly and the key on either side, and have my little whimsical animals in dresses, well, birds, 2 birds and a fox in dresses. And I also am in love with Barbara Anna's spring cat and summer cat. So I may not get my fill of Barbara Anna until I at least get to those. So so we'll see how that goes. I think I have covered everything I meant to cover. I think I've shown everything. And yeah, so that's where I'm at in my cross-stitch life. And thank you for watching, and happy stitching.